What is Jump King's favorite item on the menu at Red Lobster? Smokin' hot cheddar babe biscuits. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Tuesday, and thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well tonight. Apologies if you joined me for Battletoads. I have completely disrespected my own schedule. We're not doing any of the stuff I said we were going to do this week. We will, provided I don't have to cancel for any reason, we will have our Battletoads Tuesday next week. If we don't, it's not going to be through any fault of my own. But I discovered a new game, wanted to play it right away, so we're prioritizing that this week. We're playing Jump King and Animal Well tonight. We started Animal Well last night, and really love it so far. Fantastic, very fantastic first impression. So looking forward to getting back to it tonight. But first, a couple hours of another game I love, Jump King. I liked that one. Thank you, Uncle Muscles. We've got welcome in. Dead Zergling is first in chat tonight, and Uncle Muscles is here as well. Thank you both for being here. So Jump King is a cannibal, Zergling says. I think it's just a title. I don't think it's a literal ingredient. I was pretty proud of that one. I thought that was one of my stronger jokes. Cannibalism aside, that was a good one, Zergling says. You know, I don't think General Tso's chicken is made with actual General Tso. No wonder Red Lobster's closing down. I haven't been to a Red Lobster in ages. I used to go like once every couple years. Usually whenever they were having whenever they are doing their endless shrimp deal. Could go and have like 20 plates of shrimp. Getting more expensive and smaller portions consistently. I feel like a lot of restaurants are kind of doing that, right? Prices going up, portions going down. I don't eat out a whole lot, so I'm not really the best judge. I guess it always seems expensive to me. No, I'm way back below the cat tower, Uncle Muscles. I lost all of our progress. I've fallen down back. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the map, way below the cat tower. I've fallen back down here a couple times now. I've had to climb back up to the cat tower 2 or 3 times. I don't remember. I've made it all the way back up a time or two, and I've gotten so close I was virtually there a couple times. So I've made this journey a lot now. I'm sadly much more familiar than I ever would have liked to have been. Getting pro at the physics. I mean, I've put well over 100 hours into the game in general. I should be. I should have a good feel for it. I don't think that that's reflected in my gameplay. What are we at? It was what am I at now? 46. So I'm closing in on 150 hours in the game. We're really close to 150 hours. Because it was 92 and a half plus 4.5 is 97. So 143, I think, total playtime. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time to be playing a game that can be beaten in like 10 minutes. Cool. Did a great job making sure both my arms and legs are very sore today, Zergling says. GG. Skated for 2 hours earlier today. Lifted some very heavy weights for a while. The soreness is real tonight. It's usually, for me, it's usually like 2 days after really strenuous activity that I feel it. Well, I guess it kind of comes in waves, because like when I work really hard, I'll sit down and I'll like, to rest afterward, and I'll stiffen up, and then I kind of walk. I kind of walk like I'm a non-posable action figure for the rest of the evening, and then the next day I'm usually all right, but then the day after that I'm ruined. I feel like that's usually how it goes. I was out in the yard a bit today. I finished mowing the lawn today. It was a multi-day project for me. Not that my property's all that big, but it was the first time getting the mowers out this year. And on day 1, I used the push mower to get all the like dangerous and narrow areas, and then day 2 was much easier. It was riding mower day. But I actually had to go back and finish up with the push mower afterwards, so I had to do it both days. But so I wasn't really sure about some of the areas. I've got a lot of branches to take care of. I think I talked about that yesterday. I've got tons of trees I need to debranch. I got lucky with the head bonk right there. I've been doing that forever. They always have a new menu, Uncle Muscle says. Big prices, small portions. I noticed that at the with the Olive Garden, there's only one item on the menu at Olive Garden that I like, and it's gotten consistently worse over time. We're getting older, guys, Uncle Muscle says. I suppose I am. I don't really feel significantly older. I never really think that I never really think that I feel my age. It looks like a raid coming in. Very nice. Welcome to Jump King. Pleasure to have you here. Is that Faking It with Jason? Thank you for the raid. Grateful to have you. Very grateful to have you come by. And is that Cut Culane? Might need a... If I blundered the pronunciation, I welcome correction. But welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you've had a fantastic stream tonight. Let's give you a shout out. And if you have the time, energy, and inclination to let us know what you're up to tonight, we'd love to hear what was happening on your stream, how things went for you. We're kind of just getting started. I don't have a ton to report on this end yet. Manor Lords. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna click through real quick and check out your page. Manor Lords. Crusader Kings, Fallout New Vegas, RimWorld. Faking my way through life. Occasionally, I pretend I'm a capable Twitch streamer. Oh, can I ever relate? My name is actually Jason. I'm a variety streamer and love all games, despite having to fake my way through most of them. Also a designer, theatrical master carpenter. Right on. An all-around maker, artist, nerd. I like to create a relaxing environment and sit extremely close to the microphone. Oh, we might share quite a few things in common there. I am definitely not so skilled, though. Did an extra long Manor Lord stream. Kind of colony builder that turns into total war. My name is Chozo. I am a bozo. Welcome in, Chozo Brain. Always great to have you here, my friend. Colony builder. I don't know if I've ever played a game quite like that. Sounds very strategic. I'm much more geared toward games that require low brain power. So if you've never seen Jump King before, if you've come in and you're unfamiliar with this is a rage game. Jump King is very similar to something like Getting Over It, I am told, having not played Getting Over It. That seems to be most people's touch point for this kind of thing. It's a game of extremely difficult platforming where one jump will cost you weeks worth of progress. One bad jump can cost you weeks worth of progress. And I've been at it for quite a while. It's not a very long game content wise, but it takes a while to master. And there are multiple quests in the game, and we're actually on quest 3. I've beaten the game a couple times now. I've completed the main quest, and I've completed DLC 1, and this is the second and final DLC quest. And it is the most brutal of all. But we're trying to keep spirits high. Despite the fact that I've lost so much progress that I'm actually at the very beginning of I'm actually at the very beginning of the map right now. While I'm 46 hours into the playthrough, I'm actually at the very beginning of the map. It's rough. Oh, fun. Hey, just right. Welcome in. Thank you for coming along. I feel like the only RTS game Frownie could ever like is Warcraft 3, and only on single player. So the closest... Alright, so I have played a strategy game. My strategy game is Pikmin. That's my one touch point for strategy games. I played through and loved Pikmin. So that's I mean I don't think that that's anything like a colony building game, but that's basically all I've got. Master Tuesday, welcome in, and a happy Tuesday to you. We just had a handful of new follows. Jason, thank you for the follow, and we had a couple others who I haven't seen in chat, so I will let you remain anonymous if you would like. But I am very grateful for you, and I hope you're enjoying your evening with us. Yep, this game will do that to you. This game will do that to you just right. I learned about... So this game came out in 2019, I think. And I learned about it pretty much right after it came out. And I thought I can do that game. I can have the patience to do that. And I really regret having that thought. It's been an adventure, this one. It's been an adventure, this game. I've gone through the Kubler-Ross stages of grief multiple times. There were times where I hated this video game and all video games by association. There are times where I was buried in such overwhelming despair. I never thought that I would ever surface again. But we stuck with it. We stuck with it, and things have turned around so much that I love this game now. This is generally the kind of thing we do on the stream, though. I think of myself overwhelmingly as a retro guy. I like all kinds of console games from the 90s is what I lean toward heavily. Late 80s, early 90s. I'm kind of a Nintendo fan, so I will play newer releases on the Switch, mostly mainline Nintendo titles. And I like indie, like, throwback type games like this and Animal Well, which we're playing later tonight. I like brutally challenging games, and I like broken trash games. So I play a lot of really cool stuff like Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Splatterhouse and Contra and Castlevania. I play a lot of really trash stuff, shovelware and licensed games and plug and plays. I've got a trash game for you, Jersey Devil on PlayStation 1. It's not bottom of the barrel. It's a D, though. I've heard that the Crow game on the PlayStation 1 is supposed to be is supposed to be like hazardous for your health levels of terrible. This is like getting over it, only this has actual content, Chozo says. Uh, I need to do responsible adult things just right, says. Hope the jumping goes well. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you here for if only for a brief while, my friend, but I'm sure our paths will cross again soon enough. Best of luck with the adult things. And we'll see you another time, my friend. Crow is one of the worst games ever made. It's a 3D beat 'em up, but it controls the tank controls. Yeah, I haven't been actively searching for the Crow, but that's one of them that's like in the back of my mind. That if I do come across it, it'll be worth torturing myself with. I don't like beat 'em ups very much in general, so like to play a bad one is gonna be even worse. Yeah, I'm not really surprised by the tank controls thing. I guess I don't really feel like I hate tank controls necessarily, but they're one of those things that like if I don't play a game with tank controls for a while, it's really hard to like get re-used to them. Takes me ages to get back into them too, Chozo says. No! Oh, we were so close. We were so close to being out of this part of the map for a while. Those jumps are so hard. Error begets error, and my lack of progress compounds. So our dog, Arthur. I trained Arthur to take his restroom breaks at the back end of our property. And I made that decision and did that in the winter. I forgot that there's a little river at the back end of our property. And that in the summertime, that means that the whole area back there is just a constant cloud of mosquitoes. And I've been not enjoying the long-term effects of that decision that I made. just as unbelievable. Frownie, quit walking off the platform. Well, it was an inevitability. I was really pushing my luck with how long I stayed up there. I'm having a bad night. This is officially a bad night. My muscles think 3/4 pound of bratwurst and a pound of lamb tonight are a great idea. Hopefully my stomach agrees. Dinner tonight? Tacos, Zergling. beef tacos. Simple, delicious, and filling. Oh. Everything is bad. Respect the sanctity of Taco Tuesday, but turn my back on Battletoads. Yeah, I kinda did. I'm sure I will pay for it dearly too. It's not that I don't want to play those other games. It's just that, you know, sometimes you want to play something else a little more. I saw something new and shiny, and it captured my attention. That doesn't really happen all that often to me, I don't think. Amazing. Oh, life is very good right now. A fall like that is really rough because, like, that jump... I really should never overshoot that jump. But I do. Frequently. Everything is so bad. Jump King, why are you so mean to me? Every time I miss that second jump, I have to come all the way back down there and try the first jump again. Because there's only one way I know of to get into the previous position to get another try. Hey, Epi Pen, welcome in. How'd the animal game go? It's going really well. I really like that game. That's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to getting back to it tonight. We're sentenced to falling how many times? 100 platforms and snakes. I was sentenced to falling through 100 platforms and snakes. I thought I was being sentenced to fall in this game. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why the snakes are so glitchy in the Genesis game. It's overwhelmingly irritating. Genesis Battletoads is a pretty bad game. The NES really embarrasses the Genesis with their when you put their Battletoads games side by side. Another raid. Oh, very nice. Hey, 3-Up Moon, welcome in. Thank you very much for the raid. Been a while. It has been a little while. But I'm glad to see you tonight. I hope you've been doing well. I'm nothing really to complain about. Jump King is being mean to me as it tends to be. I mistyped the shoutout command. Let's try that again. Paper Mario. Was it vanilla Paper Mario tonight? Or some sort of remix or ROM hack? Animal Well I've heard of, but not Jump King? Oh, Jump King is a nightmare. Jump King is I've been playing Jump King for about 150 hours. It's people compare it to Getting Over It. It's a brutally difficult trolley rage platform game. Moon Drummer, welcome in. I don't have any real problems with the physics yet, EpiPen. The yo-yo item is pretty janky. So I could see that one being annoying. I don't really understand how it works. So I guess I would say the yo-yo has really inconsistent physics, or I don't understand how the yo-yo works. That's really the only thing that has been janky for me so far, but it hasn't got me feeling down. Crimes against toads are tried in a toad's court, and the sentence is carried out in a toad's game, Circling says. Fair enough. I was playing Black Pit, a ROM hack, where it puts you through the pit of 100 trials, but with roguelike elements. So it's room after room of battles, random badges, items, etc. 150 hours is wild. Well, so there are 3 quests. There are 3 quests in this game. There's the main game and there's 2 DLC quests. And I ended up being confused, and I did DLC 1 before I did anything else. And DLC 1 took me 92 hours to beat. And then I did the main game, and that took me 4 hours to beat. And now I'm on DLC 2, and we're up to hour 47. So, and that's just 47 hours on this map, on the DLC 2 map. This, by the way, is the start of the map. So we're 47 hours in, and I am standing on bedrock. There is no point lower than this. So there's how losing your progress goes in this game. And it's only like the 3rd or 4th time I've been down here tonight. It's a monster. It's a monster of a game. But I do love it. As impossible to believe as that sounds, I do actually love this game. That optimism is incredible. It can't get any worse. It can't get any worse than that. That's as bad as it could be. I went through a lot of emotions with this game. There were times where I really hated this game on my first playthrough. That first 92 hours, about 60 of those hours were were me were me wallowing in despair and crying an endless river of tears and regretting every decision I've ever made in my entire life. There were some pretty bad times on the first playthrough, but after I hit credits, after things finally turned around and I started to get good at the game and I beat it, that really changed everything around for me. The second playthrough went super smooth as well. That was really helpful. And so now I'm completely turned around. It doesn't matter. There's nothing the game can do to me anymore. No matter how bad it gets, I do actually have that optimism. I know I'm going to beat the game. Right? I know I'm going to win. So the formality of how much time it takes is it's not going to get me down anymore. It's pretty hard to believe at this point. It's kind of zen. Now you're a master. Uh, you know that pit of 100 trials, is that's a I'm guessing that's a I don't remember that specifically. I'm guessing it's a Paper Mario 1 thing. I don't think that I ever completed that in Paper Mario. I played through Paper Mario twice in my life, and I really like it, but I've never done everything. Oh no, that's in the Thousand Year Door? Okay, well then I definitely wouldn't have done it because I haven't played that one. So I guess it makes sense that I don't really remember it. Someone modded it into Paper Mario 1. Oh. It's more. Alright. That I didn't understand. It's like a full recreation of it, but you can also turn on. Sorry, but you can also turn on the roguelike mode. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable the things that people make. Solid game. I want to play the Thousand Year Door. We were actually going to I actually put it on the schedule and we were going to play it like 2 years ago, but the night we were going to play it, I found out that there was something wrong with my copy of the game. My disc, it won't read. There was either a problem with the game or the GameCube. And I actually switched out my GameCube for a different one, but I never retried the disc. I think the problem is the disc though, because I don't think it worked I don't remember if I tried it in the Wii, but I feel like I must have. Maybe I didn't have the Wii hooked up then. I don't remember now. I don't know. We were going to play it one night though, and I started the stream and it wouldn't work, and so then we didn't. I never went back to it. I do want to play it though. Everyone always says how great it is, and I really loved Paper Mario 1, so if it's like that but better, then I see no reason I wouldn't like it. Did Paper Mario 1 last year. Been doing all the Mario RPGs. So far, that's the only one I've done is Paper Mario 1. I played a little bit of the Super NES Mario RPG, and I played a little bit of Superstar Saga. Both of those a very long time ago, but I've never really played through either game. They're both kind of perpetually on my to-do list. Vanilla Revisit was a lot of fun. Yeah, we did that one. We did that one on this stream very long time ago. I did it. I did it really early on, year one of the stream, I think. Yeah, yeah, I know that they're doing the remake. I don't. I think I'll still just stick with the original though. I'm not. I haven't really been doing any of the remakes or remasters or re-releases of anything. Nintendo's been putting a lot of them out, I feel like. But I just feel like sticking with the original versions of stuff. Thousand Year Door. So if I'm right, if my copy of the game is busted, I I think my sister has a copy of it and I can borrow her copy. So like I do have a means. I do still have a potential means to play the original. It's just been a matter of being a little too lazy to get back around to do it. Uh, both Paper Mario 1 and 2 are good games that stand the test of time. So Paper Mario 1, I don't think I ever beat that one. I had it, like I bought it day one when it came out on the N64, and I made it all the way up to Bowser, but I don't think I ever beat him. It was only when we did it on the stream that I beat it for the first time. It's hard to believe that it's basically summertime now, right? We're starting to get pretty warm. It's almost June. I think it's gonna be time to start up a new Wario Land game before long. Our annual Wario Land game is due to begin within the next couple of weeks. I think we usually start one of those in the summer. I'm up to Wario Land 4. I've done a Wario Land game on the stream every year. I think we tend to do them in the summer. I feel like I just finished Wario Land 3 though. I feel like I just finished 3. I don't know where the time has gone. You've done them for each of your follower milestones. Yeah, I've liked. I really love. I love Wario Land 1 and 2. Both of those are fantastic. I don't like Wario Land 3 very much. Replaying 3 would be fun too. Yeah, I don't like Wario Land 3 as much. I don't like. I don't like all the arbitrary gating in Wario Land 3. I'm really annoyed with the gating mechanics in that game. So I probably wouldn't want to play that one. I wouldn't be in a hurry to play that one again. I loved 1 and 2 though. And I haven't played any of the rest of the series. So I'm just doing them slowly in order. But 4 is up. 4 is coming up soon. Wario Land 2 has fantastic secrets. Those are my favorite to discover, but Wario Land 3 being a Metroidvania changes it. That secret exit, the secret exit on stage 1 of Wario Land 3, or sorry, Wario Land 2. The secret exit on that stage took me hours to find. I was banging my head against the wall. It had to have been like 10 or 12 hours I spent looking for that secret. It had to have been 10 or 12 hours. I did find it, and I found it on my own. I didn't have to break down and get any help. I mean, I didn't do it all in one. I didn't sit here for 10 hours working on that and nothing else. I kept coming back to it every now and then. I would do it like I would spend like 2 hours at a time on the level across several nights. But that drove me out of my mind. Maybe not that many. Maybe more like 8 to 10 hours. 12 seems a bit high. The music here is nice. It's very it reminds me of the Song of Storms because of the rhythm section. It's very it's got a very like pirate kind of vibe to it. The music in this section reminds me of a song from the musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The melody sounds like a really slowed down version of the I Want song from that musical. Just the first line of the melody. Oh, where am I going? That was all my focus was completely gone for a moment there. Have to get some food and drink, but I'll be lurking. Hey, thank you for the lurk. Thank you again for the raid. If I don't see you again, I hope you find something delicious. And be well until next time. I kind of want to try this game out now. I think you sold me. It's definitely worth giving it a try, and it's not all that expensive. It goes for about $13. It was on sale recently. It's probably not still because it's been a little while, but I think it's one of those that like frequently goes on sale for about half off. So, oh well, there you go. If you play it on the PC, it might even be free. Co-op. Oh, no, thank you. Hey, Prime Directive, welcome in. Where am I going? Let's try that jump again. Hope you are doing well tonight, my friend. Heads up, Jump King's going very poorly. Oh my goodness, we made it back. We made it back to the cat mansion. Oh, things are good for a while. We are semi-safe for a couple screens. The Jump King has to have some impressive thighs. Kingly thighs. High five. Thank you, EpiPen. I was shopping for cat stuff on Amazon for you. These cats all have piercing green eyes, and I don't think I could tell you what color eyes any of my cats have. Well, that's not entirely true. Khaki has very yellow eyes, but Twiggy and Beans, I don't actually know what color their eyes are. I've never thought to pay attention. Our dog has brown eyes. Arthur's eyes are brown. They're unmissable because he'll sit there and stare at you all the time. He has a bad staring habit. No. It is very weird to calculate your jumps. It's very weird to calculate your jumps around these lanterns because, like, I am factoring in the roundness of the lantern and, like, how my jump has to... Like, basically, I'm expecting to hit the lantern and have my momentum cause me to slide around the rounded corner of the lantern. Like, that's part of my calculation. And it feels like a very odd thing to calculate for. But it's like, I want to jump a little more forcefully than I think I do, because I expect I'm going to bump the lantern and I need the extra momentum to slide around it when I do. I disagree. I disagree. I think I got robbed by that lantern twice. I should not have slipped over all the way over that. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, next, welcome in. Hope the Pico 8 is treating you well. Gonna hang here. Still perusing. Hope you find some gems. Games are weird. They're either high score chasers or 15 to 30 minutes long for the most part. They're bigger than WarioWare micro games, but smaller than real games. Eater Worlds, welcome in. 4 cats, nice. I have 4 cats. Right on. I've got 3 myself. I've got 3 cats and a border collie. My home is chaos. Everything's covered in fur. There's always the sound of someone running up and down the halls. It's a disaster. Vacuum at least once a week. Yeah. I try to get there are 2 rooms. There are 2 rooms where the animals spend most of their time. So that's where it gets really bad. So I try to hit both of those at least once a week. They really need it more frequently. Well, one of the rooms needs it more frequently. One of them once a week is fine. Our main living room. Our main living area needs more than 1 vacuum a week, but it doesn't usually get it. Alright, first trip to the tower tonight. Oh, come on. That's not right. I feel like I don't often disagree with the game so much, but there's a few jumps tonight. I don't know. Oh, that was my fault. I wish I could blame the game for that one. Alas. Do you have kids as well as pets? No, no kids. Maybe one day. It's not 100% out of the question, but not now. No. Wasn't really that bad of a fall or anything. It's just I really want to get back up there to the. I really want to get back up there to the tower. I don't feel like my run at the tower went very well. You just, it never changes. You have to make so many perfect jumps in a row to make any real progress. What was that? Another day, another 10,000 steps. Welcome in, Gaming Fit. GG on the active lifestyle. My I'm trying to be a little bit more active myself in the form of taking care of yard work. Trying to get into the swing of doing a couple hours of yard work every day. Or, you know, an hour or two of work every day when it's not raining. Gets kind of tough. Some of the stuff I got to take care of out there is rough. Moving around limbs and barrels of rocks. Our home is surrounded by these like rock gardens that like they used to be like really well maintained flower beds, but they kind of collapsed like, I don't know, maybe a decade before we moved in. So repairing them is like it's a nightmare of a process. Because they've got all these, like, the, like, tarping under the rocks as, like, the plants have grown up through it. And there's all these bushes now that have invaded, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess, and, like, tearing that stuff out and re-establishing it, it's pretty backbreaking. And I don't know what I'm doing, so that, like when it comes to all that stuff, I have no idea what I'm doing also, so. I don't know anything about landscaping, and gardening. 'Kay, I've seen the banner for the Twitch Turbo thing. I didn't really look into it myself, though. Fifteen subs a month is a pretty significant chunk of change. That was a good run at the tower. That was a good run. Yeah, the precision they demand is out of this world. Out of this world. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to make that that one jump. I think that's my PB, by the way. I believe we just tied my PB for the highest point that I've ever reached. That jump across to that really tiny ledge, I don't think I've ever landed that, but I've made an attempt at it before. I think once before. So I think that ties the best run I've ever had. Working around the home and in the yard's a great way to be active. I clean half the house, do all the laundry one day, as my roommate had been unknowingly keeping a hive of bugs in the linen closet. In the linen closet? I ate so many calories that day and yet I lost 4 pounds. Yeah. I remember this. I remembered the thing about the spices and herbs. I didn't remember those being in the linen closet. I didn't remember that detail. I remembered the spice and herb infestation though. I was thinking that the linen closet one was a second colony of creepy crawly things. I just noticed I'm not very clear when I talk, despite thinking I'm super clear for decades. Well, that may or may not be the case. You shouldn't make your judgment based on data gleaned from talking with me, though. I'm kind of dense. I easily miss details or forget them. You've seen the way I play games. I'm kind of like that with all facets of my brain. just glad I can hang here. Retro and 2D games I don't really want to play. But turn on Dark Souls or 3D Zelda and I start getting antsy. Well, I'm very grateful I can have you here as well. I will eventually play Dark Souls 2. That is 100% going to happen on this stream. But you know, hopefully you'll be better by then. I've been thinking about it a lot. I think we're gonna play. So I think we're gonna play Dark Souls 2. As the next Souls thing we're gonna do. I think I'm not gonna go back to Dark Souls 1. I'm gonna move on. I would like to eventually go back to Dark Souls 1. When I say not going back to it, I don't mean never. I just mean I think I've settled on doing Dark Souls 2 first. We're gonna play the day one release of Dark Souls 2. And we're gonna play it on the PlayStation 3, and we might play it. I'm sure there have been patches and updates, but I might not download them. So don't tell me if there's any bugs or patches or glitches or fixes or anything like that. I don't want to know about it. But I'm thinking we might do the day one version as it was released. Yeah, there we go. I can't. The online is dead. Perfect. But I don't want to know. If the game is broken and unplayable or unbeatable, it doesn't matter. I'm going to play it like that anyway. So we're gonna get that experience, I think. I didn't know the PS3's online was completely dead. I'm not surprised, but I didn't know that because I don't keep up with, like, I don't follow Sony and Microsoft, like what they're up to with their older stuff. I barely follow Nintendo, and it's the only one I'm interested in. I think they stopped it right after the PlayStation 5 came out. Makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, thank you. No, careful. Yeah, thank you for being careful. Because yeah, I want to try for the no spoiler experience. I've heard people tell me that Dark Souls 2 is their favorite, and I've had people tell me that Dark Souls 2 I should skip it. It's not even worth playing. I've heard both opinions. It seems to be quite polarizing. Chozo thinks I'll like it. I wouldn't say it deserves to be skipped, but I understand why people say that. I have the PlayStation 3 now. I have a copy of the game, I've got a space cleared out in my shelf where the PlayStation 3 can go. I've got a cable that I think is going to let me capture the game off the PS3. So I think I've got everything I need now. Fingers crossed. They shut down their stores recently, I think. Really loved my PlayStation 3. I had Castlevania Lament of Innocence on there. Is that one of the PlayStation 2 Castlevanias? That's one of the PlayStation 2 games, right? Because I think I have the disc for that. Yeah. I think it's Curse of Darkness and Lament of Innocence. I was in the top 500 in the world for Killzone 2 at one point. Back in 2011 when the game only had a few thousand people playing. I still made it to the top 500. Well done, Chozo. I don't actually know the game, but... You know, any of those, like... Basically any popular game with a leaderboard. Being anywhere above, like, place like 10 million is an achievement, and 500 is way up there. My only competitive leaderboard accomplishment was when Mario Maker 2 came out, I was #1 worldwide for a few hours in the normal endless category. But that was only because I played it immediately when the game came out. Futuristic Space WW2 is Killzone. Hard was instant death. Baby difficulty was 2 seconds. I don't know how I'm going to make time for all the stuff I want to play this year. I keep, there's so many games I want to get through. So much of the stuff that I play takes way too long, too. Jump King's taken forever. Jet Force Gemini took half my life to finally finish. I wish I could get through games somewhat quickly, you know. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how anyone ever gets through anything. Every game I play takes months to beat. Hey cows, welcome in. We've made it back up to the cats. I think I tied my PB just a moment ago too. I had a really good run. Had a really good run at the tower, but it's distressing up there. Some of those jumps are, I don't know how I'm gonna ever make it. But we did. We had one really good run at the tower. I think I've had 2 runs at the tower tonight. I had a really bad one and a really good one. We're at the 2-hour mark, but as long as we don't fall out of here, I'm up for playing Jump King a little longer before we switch over to Animal Well. If I fall back down, if I fall back down to the bog, I'm definitely gonna rage quit though. I spoiled my experience playing games. I would play everything on easy. I built this false sense of confidence that I was good at games. Then I met Dark Souls. Took me 12 years to finally work up the courage to beat that game. Sorry I keep yawning. I don't actually feel all that tired. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm not getting enough oxygen to my brain or something. The air is thin down here in the basement. I've been trending toward playing games on harder and harder difficulty. I normally just like to play everything through on the normal difficulty. I don't like playing stuff. I don't tend to like playing stuff on easy because I'm always worried. Well, first of all, like I don't want to just breeze through the game and have it over with. Like I want a game to pose some challenge, so I don't really want to play anything on easy because I don't want to water it down. But also, like, even before I really liked my game experiences to be so difficult that they were impossible to enjoy. Even before I liked that, I was always kind of afraid to put things on easy because there's always that like fear that like you won't get to see the full game that way. That there'll be some sort of early cutoff or bad ending or something like that. Which is actually a feature that I kind of approve of. I think I'm more on board with a game that takes away the true ending when you lower the difficulty than I am for one that only gives you the true ending when you turn up the difficulty. I think every game should give you the full experience when you play through on the default difficulty, which should be the default difficulty should be the developer's recommended way to play the game. And I'm all right, you know. I can understand an argument against punishing the player for lowering the difficulty. I can understand why some people might not be okay with that. And I'm not really interested in convincing people otherwise, because I'm not strong on my opinion that a game should necessarily punish you for lowering the difficulty, but I'm okay with it when it does. But I'm definitely not okay with the game punishing you for playing on the default difficulty. I'm not okay with that at all. If it's the developer's recommended difficulty, I shouldn't be punished for playing on it. Let me catch up here. I skipped a few messages. Got distracted by work for a long while, but wanted to say congrats on reaching Catland again. Thank you, Zergling. I hope work's going all right. You usually play games that don't even have a difficulty setting. That's true. That's true. A lot of things I play don't have that option. And I tend to like what seems to be my behavior now is that I'll do my first playthroughs on normal difficulty still, and then if I like a game, I'll redo it on hard. I know there are people out there that will crank everything they play up to the hardest difficulty on their first playthrough. And I don't know. I don't know that I could be that guy. I'm tempted to sometimes because we played Dr. Evil Knievel on hard. That's what's got me rethinking my behavior and maybe thinking first playthroughs on hard mode might be the way to go moving forward. Because if I beat Dr. Evil Knievel on hard mode, then surely, you know, then what else is there to be afraid of? What out there could possibly scare me after Dr. Evil Knievel? Genesis games made me never play games on easy because so many of them only let you play a few stages on easy. Yeah, Sparkster did that to me on the Super Nintendo. No, it's not Genesis, but same era. Some games, and I shan't say which, won't let you view the end of the game, or they give you the baby mode ending. Yeah. If I don't put a game on easy, then I'm guaranteed I won't see the end of the game because I'll never get there, Cow says. So you're saying it's all the same to you, Cows? If they take away the true ending on easy mode, then I mean, you weren't going to get there on normal anyway. Halo Combat Evolved shows you the right difficulty. Straight up says, this is the way the game was meant to be played. Halo 1 on the hardest difficulty is more of a meme. It's possible, though so much RNG is required. I'm not actually familiar with the Halo games. My Halo experience is woefully deficient. Nier Automata humbled me. I tried to play it on the hardest difficulty. I couldn't even beat the tutorial boss. Then I kept going down and down until I was finally on the lowest setting and I was able to beat it. To be honest, my favorite way to handle difficulty is when you don't choose and it starts out either slow or tough and gradually works you into doing things you never thought you could possibly do. Mario, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Zelda, even Jump King. Yeah, I kind of do. I think I do prefer my games to not have difficulty options. To just have one difficulty. But I can get why that's not always a great idea. But then you know for 100% certain that was the way the developers intended it to be played. No. I behaved very unwisely. And that was a shame. No. Not surprised I missed that. Jump is so ugh. So many of the jumps up here are very ugh. Let me take a very short break, my friends. I'm going to step away for just a moment. We're not going to switch games yet. I'm going to stick with Jump King a little bit longer, but I'm going to step away for just a couple minutes. And I'll be right back with you very shortly. Alright, thank you for standing by, my friends. I wasn't standing by, Zergling says. I was sitting by. Never have I felt so betrayed. But, since you confessed without prompting, I can find it in my heart to forgive you. I didn't go anywhere. Effort. Bed more comfortable, Choso says. Hey, Jelly, welcome in. Thank you for joining us at an unusually late hour. No. Frownie's terrible schedule is rubbing off on Jelly. Maybe a little bit. I think that was an autocorrect. No. Well, we're done with Jump King for the night. We're done with Jump King for the night. It was fun while it lasted. Hey, Duck Something, welcome in. Joe's brain is now chocolate. Rip, Frownie. Rip indeed. We haven't quite hit the bog yet. I can still pretend like there's hope, right? So, Jelly had an interesting experience today. I'll relate to you a story I wasn't there for. So keep in mind, you're getting the story secondhand from someone who wasn't there. But, so some of the details might be a little blurry. I guess Jelly's in the chat. She could correct me. But, we thought maybe I would share her interesting experience that she had today. Jelly works. She's a children's librarian. And today she was at work. She was at the library. And this guy comes into the children's section, and she said that she noticed that he appeared to be, like, his pants appeared to be covered in what looked to be like dried blood, and his hands were red and also covered in what looked to be dried blood, and he had like red coming out of his ear, and he was holding a crayon, and he says to Jelly, he says, "I want to feed this to your fish." Because in the children's section, they have this big aquarium. It's like built into the wall. It's huge. It's got a bunch of fish in it. And Jelly's like, "Excuse me?" And he says, "One of your fish, he's so thin. He's starving. He needs food. I need to feed this to him." And he was, waving this crayon at her, and she's like, "Well, he was very concerned. Jelly was like, "Well, I would prefer if you didn't." And he was very insistent that the fish really needed to eat this crayon. And she told him, "Well, we hire a fish expert who comes in and takes care of the fish, so we're pretty sure he's all right, but we'll ask the expert the next time he comes in just to check on him to make sure." And the guy's like, "Okay." And I don't know exactly how it came up, but I think the fish he wanted to feed maybe is the one. They have a fish named Bruce. One of the fish is named Bruce, and I don't know how the conversation transitioned, but Jelly pointed out the the fish always look hungry. That they have a fish named Bruce, and she said, he's Bruce, like Bruce Wayne, like Batman. And the guy said, "Oh yeah, Batman, I know him. I know Harley Quinn too. I love Harley Quinn. And she loves me too. I'm gonna propose to her. She's waiting for me. on top of the tallest building. And then he goes back to the crayon and he says, "Can I keep this? Or can I borrow this?" And Jelly says, "Well, we'd prefer that you would give it back when you're done with it." And then he took a handful of crayons and broke them in his hand and said, "What about these?" I don't know how this interaction ended. Jelly walked him out of the area. But, very, very interesting interaction. Crayon's the most nutritious fish food. Did I get the general story right, though, Jelly? There's no ending to it. It's just two very weird conversations with the same guy back to back. Hey, Greg, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Nothing dull about working with the public. You get to meet all kinds of characters. You forgot to share an additional thing. He was wearing mismatched slippers. Well, I mean, naturally. One was a shark and one was a unicorn. Hey, Greg. Thank you for the 70 stream streak. That is odd. It was reset the other day and now it's back again. I wonder how that happened. Because I remember you doing the thing in the chat and it said you had a 3-stream streak. I bet that's still in the activity feed here, even if I scroll far enough back. There's where Zerglings was reset. So it has to be after that. Actually, I don't see it here. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm glad it didn't get eaten. I'm glad that you still have the streak going. Even just being out in the public puts you at risk for strange interactions, Cal says. Today at the grocery store, I had an elderly woman lecture me for quite some time about how stores no longer sell milk by the quart. We're in the chip aisle. That's not even true. Like, first of all, that's an odd thing to be lectured about by a stranger and an inappropriate place, and it's not even true. I know for a fact my grocery store has quarts of milk. No! I made the jump, but then I walked off the ledge. Maybe Zerglings will show us over 100 now? It should. I am chocolate. Choso just noticed. I am chocolate now. Maybe she thought I worked there and wanted me to do something about it. I have the unfortunate curse of everyone thinking I work everywhere. It was very odd. I had that happen to me. Wait, we have a raid coming in. Excellent. Shoutouts to Zerol, and thank you for the raid. Subterranea. I hope if the bot is to be believed, you were playing Subterranea. I hope that treated you well. I don't know what that game is, though. I don't think. Let me take a look. I thought if I clicked through, I was going to be able to see it, but see the cover art. But I don't. In the aquarium at work, Jelly says we have tropical fish, and a lady one time came up to the desk just to tell us your fish looked delicious. At least she thought they were well fed. You should have said thank you. It's the crayons that does it. It's a great little game, Genesis shooter with asteroid-like controls. Absolutely banging soundtrack. Oh. So I was thinking it was like that it was gonna be like an indie game, like a retro throwback type game. The title made me think of that game Terraria. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was picturing in my head. Just because it sounds similar. We're close to being done with Jump King for the night. I tied my PB for highest point reached, but then I fell back down, and I'm kind of like, if I touch the bog again, I'm gonna quit. Right now I'm holding on to hope that I might be able to get back up there, but I kind of don't think it's gonna happen. So I've declared if I hit the bog again, we're gonna be done with Jump King for the night. You'd be forgiven for thinking it's a retro-inspired title for all of the polish in it. Subterranea. Where does it land on the difficulty scale? Is it is it an unrelenting nightmare, or is it fairly decent, like, challenge-wise? Super punishing? One mistake, immediately regret it? Oh no. I was kind of hoping to hear the opposite. Shooters are a genre. I don't play a lot of shooters. I don't think of myself as being particularly great at them. I find them to be rather difficult. And, like, because, like, it's a cycle of, like, I'm intimidated by shooters, so I don't play them, so I don't ever get better at them because I don't play them. So they remain intimidating to me. I really should play more shooters. I'm trapped in this cycle where they just seem like such a difficult genre. You would think, Jelly says, you would think as a children's librarian, the wackiest stuff I would hear would be from the kids. What about tiger soup, Jelly? I remember how that story ended, but I don't remember how it began. I was thinking about that comment, but it's so mild. Jelly had a little girl come up to her once in the library, and they had for some reason they had a conversation about tiger soup, which I think was the result of misreading a title of a book or something like that. But Jelly asked the girl, Jelly asked the girl, would you want to eat a tiger? And the girl said, yeah. And Jelly said, what would a tiger taste like? And the girl said, blood. That's an interaction. That's a notable interaction. uh, that's a very she's not wrong. uh, I would read Tiger Soup, Zero says. Okay, yeah. So the book was I thought that the book was called something like "There's a tiger in your soup." Okay, I thought that Tiger Soup was like a misreading of something. Cheryl says the game definitely ramps up toward the end. I think it's on the fair side though. Sometimes kids act more grown up than adults do, Greg says. Alright, we technically did touch the bog, but I got out of it real easily, so we'll not count that just yet. Yeah, we can keep going just a little bit longer, Jump King. I do want to get to Animal Well. I'm very excited to continue playing that one. Well, this might be a big old never mind. Oh, look at that. My other favorite kid comment was after I checked out about 20 different books about animals to a boy about 4 years old. I asked him what his favorite animal was, and he says invertebrates. I mean, that's not... As a jellyfish, you should approve of that answer, Cal says. Yeah, I mean, it's not a nonsensical answer, but it is an atypical one. Age of Ants. It's a demake of Age of Empires with insects. Oh. You know what? I didn't think about it, but when you were talking about the Pico 8, I would be curious to that's something I would be very curious about is how many and what types of demakes the Pico 8 has. The Age of Empires, unfortunately, I'm not really familiar with. Yeah, I would have. There are tons of them. I would imagine. That's now you've really piqued my interest because that's what I would want to explore with it if I were to look at it. If I got around to it, I would want to investigate the demakes because I love a good demake. If I had infinite time and programming ability, my dream project that I would love to spearhead would be to would be to demake every Nintendo 64 game for the Commodore 64. A complete library of demakes, every Nintendo 64 game remade for the Commodore 64. That's my dream project. I could never do it, right? Because it would take forever, even if I knew how to program, which I don't. So it's only a dream, but I think it's a beautiful one. You really Pico-aided Frownie's interest. I love a good demake. I don't come across them nearly often enough. I think the last demake that we played on the stream was Disney's Aladdin for the Game Boy Color. It's a demake of the Genesis game, and I like it even better than the Genesis game, which isn't saying much because I don't like Genesis Aladdin. I think that game is bogus, but the Game Boy Color version, I could appreciate. It was a delightful step down. Dinky Kong. You have failed to rage quit. I know, I know, I couldn't do it, EpiPen. We're just gonna go, we're only gonna play for 10 more minutes, though. We're almost at the top of the hour, so I'm gonna swap then. Especially since I keep falling into the bog every couple minutes. $93, like that's how hot it's supposed to be? That's disgusting. It comes with living in California. Thought it was derived from caliente, the Spanish caliente meaning hot, but it's derived from the Latin for hot furnace. We have Death Valley here. Sounds like the final area in a video game. The very tip of my nose is cold. I'm not really cold at all, except the very tip of my nose. I'm just now noticing it, and I can't unnotice it. Cal says it's about time it's getting warm. I want to warm myself on my concrete porch like a lizard. Ugh. A better you than me, cows. I don't ever want to be warm again. Much less toasty. I don't share the feeling, Jelly says, but I love the comparison. It's a great simile. I need to move to Alaska. I like it cold, Game and Fit says. Jelly and I briefly considered. We almost could have ended up in Alaska. There was a... It's probably really good that we didn't, but we were looking at it once upon a time. No, why? Why? Don't miss this jump. I'm just a vampire that yearns for the warmth of the sun, but am burned by its evil rays, so I'll have to settle for leeching the warmth out of my giant rock after the sun sets. Well, that is something. Oh. What's the mosquito situation like in California? Because I have a nightmarish mosquito infestation in my part of the world. I mentioned it earlier, but I was saying I trained our dog Arthur. I trained him to take his restroom breaks at the far end of our property in the back. But I trained him to do that in the wintertime, and now it's getting warm, and I forgot there's a little river back there. I forgot there's a little river back there, so that part of the yard is just a dense black cloud of mosquitoes. I really regret what I've done. Not bad in my area because it's mostly desert, Cow says. I don't feel like I would like to live near desert terrain, but the lack of mosquitoes does make it more appealing than it otherwise would be. Hey Derek, welcome in. I was not going to share that story, Jelly. I've gotten a tan in the last 3 days just by going on long walks. I'm buying sunblock. I don't want to get any more tan than I am right now, Game and Fit says. And, well, to understand those UV rays are quite hazardous. I'd live in the desert if that were a place, Game and Fit says. Same, Jelly says. Alright, my friends, we're going to be done with Jump King. I was hanging in there because we didn't fall down super low, but we're done with Jump King. We'll play this more tomorrow night, but it's time to switch. We'll switch back over to Animal Well and spend the rest of the night there. So, save and quit. Jump King treating me poorly. I'm gonna black out the screen for a moment and cut my VOD. I need to switch controllers here as well. Okay, and I think we were hanging out somewhere about this high. That should be good. Let's make that cut.